kick it off with some recognition here, starting with Success Club. So what's the date today? We got the 26th. Last day of the month is Saturday. All right. So Success Club 10. We have Amy Reelman, Courtney Abell, Stephanie Pike, Eric Jones, Taylor McKenzie, Caitlin Walsh, Kylie Winay, Lindsay Schiff, Camilla Bagara, and Danielle Hills. Success Club 12. We got Jen Sansone, Stephanie Estridge, Michelle Humrick, Jenna Rufo, Teresa Neitlinger, Lauren Bellencourt, Cassandra Schmelzinger, Nancy Vargas, Carrie Steelman-Schmidt, Casey Bachlet, and Celine Bacardi. At 14, we got Megan Jones, Megan Gutenberg, Bailey Glanzer, and Lindsay Redding. At 16, we got Trish Weiss, Anastasia Redding, Shayna Whitekovich. At 18, we got Kelsey Moore and Mackenzie Chase. At 20, helping 10 people so far this month with the challenge pack, we got Andrea Slifka. At 26, Megan Wortham. At 40, Ashley Fell-Dyson. At 42, Michaela Bordulkis. At 48, Sydney Thompson. At 82, Kate Morgan. All right. And then top 20 personal volume points. We have with 400 personal volume points last week. We got Adam Voris, Hannah Currens, Jen Sansone, Michelle Piciente, and Christina Tropiano. With over 500 personal volume points last week, we got Lindsay Schiff, Courtney Muller, Taylor McKenney, Elizabeth Bradshaw, Michelle Humrick, and Stephanie Estridge. With over 600, we got Amy Reelman and Carrie Steelman-Schmidt. Over 700, Lauren Letary. Over 800, Lindsay Redding and Kylie Winay. 1,300, Sydney Thompson, Ashley Fell-Dyson, Michaela Bordulkis, and Kate Morgan. Killing it. All right. So we got Success Club. We got the top 20 personal volume points. All right. So this past weekend was the annual Coach Summit. I think we had I'm thinking we had like between 250, 300 coaches from Team Boom that were there. So big numbers. We had the Team Boom party on Friday night, which was a blast. And then we have the Team Boom Diamond Retreat, October 19th through the 21st. So that's for anybody that hits Diamond and holds it for 6 weeks. At any point during 2018. So if you already did that, if you're already a Diamond this year, then you're all set. But if you're not a Diamond yet, you can push to hit Diamond by, I think you got to hit it by like September 13th. And if you hit it by September 13th and hold it for 6 weeks, or if you hit it any time before September 13th and hold it for 6 consecutive weeks, you earn the invitation to the Team Boom first ever Diamond Retreat in South Florida, Deerfield Beach. It's going to be lit. It's going to be, I'm guessing, about 50 coaches. So it'll be a nice, smaller group of Diamond leaders building teams, really getting to spend a weekend together with great trainings from the top leaders. Going to have some Team Boom Diamond swag there. We'll be chilling at the beach and doing a lot of fun stuff. So whatever you got to do, get a success partner, get yourself around some people that are pushing for that Diamond Retreat, but you don't want to miss that thing. Even if you just signed up as a coach today, you can still hit Diamond by September 13th. Coaches do that. So again, that's the big one that's coming up. So we also got Lift 4 that launches officially on July 16th with a VIP early access. If you get any of the VIP early access Lift 4 kits, If you already have Beachbody On Demand, you just get one of the completion kits. For your customers that don't have Beachbody On Demand, they can get one of the Lift 4 challenge packs. It starts officially. All 32 workout programs come out on July 16th, which is less than 3 weeks away. But if they order it anytime between now and then, they get access to all of the prep workouts. So there's the B4, Lift 4, 20-minute workouts. He also has his exclusive workout. There's the sample workout. He has a couple other exclusives. So there's a calendar and a schedule for that if you're doing any of those prep week, if you're doing any of the prep lead up to the official launch in 2.5 weeks, or not, a little less than 3 weeks. So that's that. A bunch of other announcements. Shaun T is back. Shaun T's got a program coming out. I think it's going to be early access for that. It's going to be October. A lot of you were doubting him. I heard you whispering, saying Shaun T was done. He was done with Beachbody. He was doing his own thing. All the haters, he put him to rest. He made him quiet because he's coming back with a new program. 20-minute workouts. Very focused. He's got one of those like step things. So if you have one of those, great. Otherwise, you can get your own, or you can get one from Beachbody if they'll be coming out. That's one of the big ones coming up. So we're going to hop in here and do a little, kind of do this after every event. We kind of have some of the coaches that went get to share one of their top takeaways from the event, whether that was listening to one of the coaches' trainings, or maybe it was one of the guest speakers. Maybe it was Carl Deichler, the CEO, or maybe it was just hanging out at the hotel or downtown with some of the other coaches and picking their brain and pulling out some nuggets there. But we're going to start with the coaches that it was their first time ever going to Summit. We'll let them kind of go first and share their top takeaway, and then we'll move on to some of the veterans that have been there before. But whoever wants to go, you can either throw your name in the chat or you can just unmute yourself, and we'll run through this thing. All right. Which one of the rookies wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go.
Nice. Courtney.
Courtney. It was my first Summit. I've been to a Super Saturday, but definitely like live events just in general, like going to that. I think my biggest takeaway was just like being around other people that are, like in the business and working the business and excited about it. Like I told so many people while I was there and when I came back, just like the energy, like I didn't want to come home because it just felt so good to be around people that like liked their job and like liked what they were doing. And it made me come home and want to quit my job. So that's not realistic right now, but maybe eventually. But I think like also just hearing about like how people have had success was a big one. Talking to people like in our groups, or like my favorite are just the little conversations. But also was it Connie, the speaker, who talked about the shapes? I don't remember. I just like, and I know people say it over and over again, but like just like figuring out like who is like your people, like what area. And like that's what I think I needed to work on the most being a new coach. And like it kind of helped me to figure it out a little bit more, to hear her talk about it. But and acknowledging that like not everyone's your people, and that's okay. And like you want to have people join your group that like have similar interests. Like you want to be able to talk to them. You don't want to just invite everyone and then have people in your group that you can't even hold a conversation with. So yeah, those are my takeaways. It was really fun. You should all buy your tickets because it was awesome.
Love it. Wow, you just threw that out into the universe that you're gonna make this thing a full-time income and be able to leave your teaching job
someday. Yeah.
And you also made public your goal for where you want to be with your team and your business by next Summit.
Yes. 5-star.
5-star diamond.
It's in the universe. It's gonna happen.
5-star diamond elite coach next year. Courtney Muller, you heard it here first. And shooting for the diamond retreat. And I got to acknowledge Courtney because she really took the time to get to know a lot of the other coaches that were new as well at their first time Summit. And she sat around with them and helped them kind of set their goals. And she got it on video and made them put it out into the universe too. So very cool. We're going to hold you to it. We're going to hold the rest of your crew to it. The Muller effect is in full force right now. And we'll see you at the Diamond Retreat in October, without a doubt.
For sure.
Love it. All right. I think we got Kylie next.
Yep. Well, of course, it's always so much fun going to the live events because seeing everybody in person just kind of fills my cup and helps me go home and kind of have that like extra drive and motivation. I mean, the speakers were great. Just being there and hearing from all of the top coaches and then hearing from our keynote speakers, you get so much information, bit of an overload. But I would say that my top takeaway is that like over time, when you've been doing this business, you start to focus a lot on numbers, like how many invites am I doing? How many connections am I doing, etc. But I think what I moved away from and what this helps me kind of move back towards is the fact that we are not just selling a product. We are not just trying to get people to sign up and join our challenge group and buy challenge packs, but we are offering a solution and we are helping change lives. And that's essentially what we're doing. So, you know, it just helps remind me that what I'm doing is going out there, connecting with people, talking to them and finding out how I can help them. And that's really what I'm doing. And then I'm using the products to do that. But it was a great reminder, and it just made me excited again to like go get started on all of those new connections and conversations.
Love it. Love it. You sound a little bit like Terry. She's like, we have the solution. We have the solution.
It's the truth.
Yeah. And Terry, bringing the passion. Love it. Love it. And we'll see you at the Diamond Retreat in October.
Yep.
South Florida, Deerfield Beach.
Yep. I'll be there.
Love it. Love it. All right. Next we have Katie Nelson.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. So this was my first live event and it was awesome. So this was the first time I met my team. It was great to be, like everyone said, around people who like their job, enjoy what they're doing, and have a passion for life and for their job. So it was something that lit me up, something that put me on fire, got me excited for the business. My biggest takeaway was that I'm not building a business, but I'm building a brand, and that's brand is myself. So I got so caught up in like my 5 or finding my tribe, but I really connected to the life phase rule. So like, where am I in my life right now? And then kind of list those things out and then connect with those people. So for some reason that really connected with me. And so that's like really helping me build my business. I've signed 2 people up already, changing 2 lives already since Summit. So that's awesome.
Congrats. So you're like really being, you're getting on top of like where you are in your life, what phase of your life you're in right now. And then you're really trying to focus on finding people that are in that same phase of their life as well.
Right. So I'm a teacher, and I've always just like seen myself as that. So like, what else am I besides that? And Summit really helped me figure out like, what else is there to me? Like, how do I find the other me's if I don't know what that is?
Right.
And then really just like others have said, like love people well. So like this is all about serving and loving people and not just signing people up. And that's really when the work starts.
Right.
So I'm excited to help everybody on their journey from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Loving on people. Even if they don't buy from you, they'll buy into you because they'll see your true intentions, that you're here to love on them, whether they want to buy something from you or not. And more often than not, if that's your intention, is just to love on them and to be that support for them no matter what, they will end up coming back around and maybe just, deciding to join one of your challenge groups. But having that intention coming from the heart.
Totally.
Not being a salesperson. I love, like, that was a huge theme throughout Summit. And sometimes we get caught up in the numbers and all that, but coming back to like what really matters is always refreshing when coming out of those events. Love it. Love it.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see who's next here. We got Marie.
Marie Ottaway.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was only first-time people, and then I was like, oh, I missed that part. Hey. So I just wanted to share and thank you, everybody, for being so awesome and so supportive, because I definitely struggled with getting on that plane on Wednesday. So everybody was super supportive, awesome, and all of the new younger people, I wanted to thank you guys, because I think some of us oldies were getting a little tired, so you guys kept the party pumping. So that was really cool to see the experience and share that on social media. So thank you guys for that, and Pat for getting the hats and being so supportive of our family, Sardelli family, throughout this journey. One of the things I did want to share as a big takeaway really quick was, it felt like when I first got there, I always hear stuff, and I don't know if you guys can relate to this, like you kind of feel like you're learning all this stuff, and then I was like, man, everything I'm doing is wrong, and I need to completely, change this and change this and change that. And then we got to the leader, I think it was the leadership little training that they had. Notes, but I guess not quality notes. But she mentioned that you need to look at your business and renovate things. And I thought that was really cool, because I don't really need to change things that I'm doing. I just really need to renovate things for myself and my team. So when I came back, I made like a little chart and things that I was going to do that I'm already doing and how I was going to take it to the next level, as opposed to completely changing everything in the systems I have in place. Just really renovating the different areas of the business. So that was pretty exciting, and learned a lot from that. I was definitely happy that I went and was able to meet everybody, because we have an awesome team.
Love it. I like that. I like that renovate thing versus trying to change everything. I think as coaches, we do an unbelievable job of overcomplicating things. And really, this business is a pretty simple business.
Yeah, definitely.
It's showing up every day, doing your things, your personal development, your workouts, your nutrition, those three things: food, fitness, and your reading. Doing those things every day and showing people that you're showing up to those three things every day, and allowing them to watch you long enough so that they incorporate those things into their life. That's all we do. It's not anything heroic or monumental. It's we just need to show up and do those things every day and allow people to watch us long enough so that they can get on board with those things too. Because anybody that does those three things, the fitness, the nutrition, the personal development, and then surround themselves with good people, it's going to make them feel like a better version of themselves. They just need to watch long enough to actually get on board with that. And one of the things that was said was that everyone's sphere of influence is different than everyone else's. Your sphere of influence, every single person on this call's sphere of influence, you have someone in your sphere that no one else can touch except for you. There's someone in your sphere that's watching you that no one else is going to be able to reach them except for you. And the only way you're going to be able to reach them isn't by anything crazy or out of this world, complicated. You don't have to change anything. You just need to keep doing what you're doing and allow them to continue to watch you until they're ready to get on board. Keep it simple. You don't have to change everything. You don't have to make this complicated. It's a very, very simple business.
Yeah. One of the speakers said, like,
were you saying something, Marie?
yeah, don't get lost in the. No, I was just gonna. Sorry, the phone was breaking up. I didn't know you were still talking. Sorry about that. But it said, like, don't get lost in the upgrades, and I think I was doing that. And I went back to the basics, how we laid the foundation, and Saturday, from cutting the fluff and going back to the original plan.
Yeah, right.
So it's cool.
In the original plan, the thing that's like the coolest thing about this business is that the number one priority of this business is yourself. Is taking care of yourself. And the other cool thing is that's the best way to change your business, to grow your business, is to take care of you and just show up every day for yourself and allow people to watch that and allow people to watch that, the impact it's having on you. That's it. That's it. If you're struggling with the business, if you don't think it's working, you just got to get back to those basics. You just got to get back to taking care of yourself with fitness and nutrition, personal development, sharing those things, surround yourself with good people. let people watch you. Love it. Love it. All right. We got Becky Lowe.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So the biggest thing for me, first of all, Courtney, I love what you said. I came back today and I wanted to quit my job so bad. Like I got off the plane and I got in my car and my flight was delayed, not as bad as Deirdre or Amy, but I was so zen even then because I was just working in the airport and I was connecting and stuff like that. And I got in the car and I got a call about my regular job and I just like started, like the smoke was coming out of my ears and I'm like, this is not what I want to be doing. You know, I don't want to be doing this. And like, so the biggest thing for me is I'm very impatient and I want to do everything the right way. Like I kept asking everybody, how many Instagram followers do you have? How many Instagram followers do you have? You know, like when Terry always says, I'm a really good student because I want to do it right. And I got, like what I got out of it was like 4 days of personal development for me. Like, and that's what I was missing is I'm not doing enough personal development because that, you know, like you always say, you have to be authentically you. And I'm just not being authentically me. I'm trying so hard to do the business the right way that I'm not just being myself, if that makes sense. So that's what I got out of it. And that anything is possible. Like to watch those people up there on stage and to see where they came from every walk of life. Like this one woman came back from maternity leave. She lost her job and she started that day. And now she's like a 4-star diamond or something like that. It's possible for any one of us to do this. It's just, I have to be patient and I have to keep asking questions. And I'm grateful that I have a team that tolerates all my questions and smiles and all that stuff when I ask them all. That's just pretty much all I wanted to say is thank everybody.
Love it. Love it. You were Aunt Terry's roommate, which is,
yes.
We got to pick her brain the whole weekend.
And yours. And everybody else.
One of the things I heard a lot of new coaches say was that they were listening to a lot of the trainings from other coaches, and a lot of them said, like, we already know all this stuff. Like we've been taught this stuff from like day one. It's nice to hear the top most successful coaches telling us to do the same things that we've already been doing. It's not like we're missing anything. We already know what we need to do. We just need to actually do it, which was cool to hear. All right. So we have Becca Ellis, all the way from Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's see if I can find her on here. Is Becca still on here? Am I missing her? Oh, there you are. All right, you're unmuted.
Hey, everybody. I had a blast, first of all. Courtney was awesome to room with and Joanne. And I just had a really good time. It was kind of a last minute decision for me to go, but it was like, I'm so glad I went. Even coming back and like going back to work, like I already love my job. So for me, this is like more personal accountability for myself, but just seeing like the impact you can have on other people is amazing. And, you know, like I always want to be the best version of myself possible. So, you know, it's just, I don't know, like, I'm so glad I went. I really liked Sean Aker, the speaker that talked about happiness, because I think that's so true. And then I came back and just a few things happened and like he kept coming up and, you know, it's just crazy, like what an impact and like how your attitude toward life. And like I was kind of just doing the workouts and like posting my shake, but wasn't really like starting to invite people or put it out there that I could help other people. And like since I've gotten back, I've been talking to probably like between 6 and 8 people about this, and like people are starting to notice and like ask me about it because I'm just starting to post more. So but it's just like awesome to be able to see how this opportunity can impact other people. And relationships is our superpower. I think somebody said that there. So when you just share your journey and like, for me, like if it's not immediate, that's fine, because, you know, I know like they say it's a crock pot, not a microwave, but you know, if you're just consistent and you show people like that it works and that how it can impact them, then they're going to hop on board eventually. So I don't know. I was just grateful to be able to spend time with everybody too. Like, it reminds me of like all the people in my real estate office. Like, everybody's super positive and motivating. Keller Williams is huge on like personal development. So it was like, I just felt like connected to everybody as soon as I got there. So it was awesome.
Love it. And you set some big goals. Like you already know you're going to like, kudos to you for, I mean, you signed up as a coach in May last month. You bought your summit ticket. You flew right in there. Like, you hadn't even been a coach for like a month. You're already setting the goal. You're going to earn your summit ticket for next year by hitting Success Club this month.
Yes, I'm shooting for it. It's going to happen. I'm putting it out there.
You almost said we'll see, and then you changed it and you said it's going to happen. I like that. You also said you're going to be at the Diamond Retreat October 19th.
Yeah.
That's like a done deal. You're like, yeah, Diamond by September 13th. Done.
Well, I think the thing is like just what you focus on expands. So, and this business is so easy. Like, literally just talk to people. Just care about their life. Ask them, like, figure out how you can help them, and then just be that person for them. Like, I feel like so many people just are so like negative or down, and it takes seeing somebody like you to do and like get results and be happy to know that they can do it too. So like, I don't know. I think it's awesome.
Boom. Perfect. Couldn't say it any better. Love it. All right. We'll see you in Florida in October.
Yes, you will.
All right. Next we have any other newbies on here that haven't had a chance to share? You can unmute yourself.
Hi.
Oh, perfect.
I'll go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so Summit was really awesome. I had such a good time. One thing that was like, I always hear people say that like this business fills their cup, and I was always like, what does that mean? But after opening ceremony, we like walked out of there, and I remember my coach Kim was like making an Instagram video, a story, and I like literally just took her phone and like went crazy and was just like saying how awesome it was. And I just feel like I was like lacking the confidence and the whole like believing in yourself part of it. And to see that many people who were so successful, because I mean, I follow a couple really successful people online, and I always think like, oh, they're these top people, like they're one in a million type thing. But to go there and to be surrounded by so many people and like to see their name tags and see all these like 3-star diamond and like all these top elite coaches, and just it seems like getting on that stage is so much more achievable now than what I thought it used to be. So that was really cool. I also feel like I wasn't super organized and I didn't know how to get organized. And now I like from Summit, I was able to make a solid list of like what I should be doing every single day. And just from being back, I've already been sticking to it and using my pockets of time a lot better than I was before.
Is it a long list, or is it like pretty like simple list?
It's a little bit longer. It's like I wasn't like, you know, checking with my challengers every day. So trying to check in with at least 1 or 2 people every day instead of trying to check in with all of them on say one day. You know, I wasn't sending the invites. I wasn't adding new people. So like I've been like picking one thing, like say like I pick like a college that's by me, and I'll like search the college and like go through that field and try and find new people and add 25 new people to my page. And I've actually connected with a few of them since adding them just on Sunday. So I'm already seeing that like you really can connect with strangers. And kind of like someone said before, like selling yourself and not just the products, and, you know, forming relationships, and that people are going to build trust in you on things besides Beachbody. So talking to people about other things that relate to my life that they can relate to that's not health and fitness related.
Perfect. I like it. I like that list. Sounds like the some of those 5 skills we always talk about. Adding new people, inviting people, and then checking in with your challengers, really giving them that great experience.
Yep. So it's helpful to like have it on my phone, and just every day I can be like, okay, yep. I did that. Instead of just winging it.
Right. Knock it all off. and have it like right in front of you so you know exactly what it is you're going to be focused on that day. Perfect.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. Now we have Danielle Pacey.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
So this is my second summit, and the big thing that was really exciting was I got to actually sit next to Marie on the floor, which was an incredible experience to actually see a lot of our coaches walk the stage, which was really, really inspiring. And it really showed what the potential of this business could be. And I mean, our team is amazing. I mean, when you go to these parties with our team, it's crazy. And even people that aren't on our team want to be on our team because that's the kind of like vibe that we attract. And I think also a big thing that that really stood out to me was the Beachbody champion finalists at the evening event. I know what this business is capable of, but like seeing how we're really changing these people's lives. These people lost over like almost 200 pounds, and the stories behind that were truly inspiring. So those were like a few of my takeaways.
Love it. It's funny, like this year was by far the most Team Boom coaches that walked across stage. It just seemed like there was like every like thing they were celebrating, there was at least like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 Team Boom coaches that were walking for it, which was so cool. It's kind of funny, like when you walk yourself and you're like, this is kind of cool, but it's kind of awkward at the same time. But when you're in the crowd and you get to watch a coach that you've invited to the business and you watch them walk across stage and you see how excited they are and you see how much they've accomplished and how much they've grown. It's a pretty cool, like, parent moment in a way, like to be sitting in the stands and kind of watching. I think that's even more fun than being up there walking yourself. So yeah, that was definitely something I noticed a lot this year, was just how many Team Boom coaches were having success and being pulled up on stage to walk. It was pretty cool. All right, how about Rachel Batch? You just got to unmute yourself, Rachel. I don't see it. Is she on here? And then next we have.
Hi.
Oh, there you are. Gotcha. I couldn't hear you. There you. All right. I think I can hear you now.
I already shared.
Oh, gotcha. All right. We went a little out of order. Who's? Kim Roberts. So we got Danielle, Rachel, now Kim. Is Kim on here?
I'm on.
There you are. All right, you're up, Kim.
I wasn't going to share, but I was just commenting on Rach because I was proud of her because she's one of my girls. But I'll share. So for me, I think the biggest takeaway that I had from this is I think the people that are the most successful or that are successful quickly in this business are those that get rid of their maybe plan A. And that's like a message that I think that I'm finally, like, for me, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm not successful, my husband makes 6 figures, or if I'm not successful, I'm a pharmacist. I can easily go back to work. And I've always had something to fall back on. And I think what I learned from Summit was the people who are successful are the people that are like rock bottom, and they're not everybody, but a lot of them are like, they hit rock bottom and they finally say to themselves, like, there's no other option but to do this, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to kill it. And for me, Melanie's speech really resonated with me because my husband hasn't always been supportive of Beachbody, and it's always been kind of like a wedge between us, and trying to get him to understand that you can be successful in this business and it can happen. And so hearing her speak was reassuring to me to hear, like, she was in that same place and she had her spouse that didn't necessarily believe wholeheartedly. And even though she came from that space, she's up there as the top coach 4 years in a row. And you just have to believe, and you have to say that no matter what happens, no matter, how many times you feel like you're failing or you kind of hit a bump in the road and you're feeling like maybe your business is slipping away from you, you have to regroup, and you just have to push that much harder. And 10x rule, like if you're inviting this many people and you're not being successful, 10x that, and at the end of the day, bottom line is you will be successful. So for me, I'm getting rid of my plan B, C, D, E, and this is just the plan. Because I think that once you change that mindset and you stop saying, I was talking to some of my girls, and a lot of them make really good money and they have good jobs and they don't hate their jobs. And I think for them, it's like, well, something to fall back on. This is like a side gig. If this doesn't work, they still have security in their other job. And I was saying to them, I feel like the people that are hungry, that don't have a plan B, are the ones that are so successful so quickly.
Yeah. It's crazy when this is like kind of maybe it might be a plan A, but you do have a plan B. It's so easy to say, like, I don't have time today. But when you throw out your plan B and this becomes your only plan, it's not a matter of, oh, I don't have time. You make time. When your back's against the wall, it's crazy what changes. So yeah, it's funny to see that, like, that shift in people go from, I got a backup plan to this is my plan. Like, I can't see myself doing anything other than this. This is like what I was meant to do. Love that. Love it. All right. Is there any other coaches that was their first summit that didn't get a chance to share yet? Emily? Awesome. All right. Should be unmuted now.
Oh, I was going to do it. Thank you. So hi, everybody. I'm Emily. This was my very first summit. I've been actively coaching since January. And I say that specifically because I signed up as a discount coach. I said no forever. And then I signed up as a discount coach. And I'm a nurse, and I also had a very easy fallback. Extra money was not something I was super worried about. It was easy to pick up a shift. And I, until this point, have really been kind of cautiously optimistic as I'm watching my income progression from month to month. I was surprised at how quickly it kind of blossomed. But I've kind of been cautiously optimistic, like maybe someday I'll be able to replace my income. But a nurse's income in general, especially in my specialty, is a big number to think about replacing. And my like number one top takeaway from Summit is how feasible it really is. It was mind-blowing to see the number of people who showed up to walk across the stage for the Millionaire Club. It was so cool to get to see Pat walk across the stage for Millionaire Club. It was so cool to like hear from all of these coaches who went from an emerald level where I'm sitting right now to a 9-star diamond between their first and their second summit. The overwhelming feeling went from maybe, I hope so, it's a dream, to like, no, this is my plan. Like, I'm doing this. And I'm an organized person. I know what goes into making a goal. I have never written down my goals for this business until yesterday when I got home. And now I have everything lined out, from how many invites I need to do this week to hitting Diamond by August 1st so that I can make sure that I'm there at the Diamond Retreat with everybody, to when I'm planning on retiring my husband, to when I'm planning on retiring my mom. Like, having it all mapped out is, for me, essential to see the big picture in order to make sure that the smaller things happen. And I don't know that I would have had that same feeling of, yes, it is absolutely possible, without watching all of these people who, like, no hate on anybody, but like, you're not any better than me. Like, I can do this. Like, this is absolutely something that we're all 100% capable. We just have to do it.
I always love when people say that. They're like, they look at successful coaches, they're like, you're great. Like, I think you're a good person, but like, I can do what you're doing and do it even better. And that's like when you know they have the right mindset, like, because those people that are on stage or the successful coaches, like, they're just normal people that just made that decision that they were going to show up every day. They say, like, I hear people say, if you go to Summit, it's going to fast forward your business an entire year. I think that's so true. I think for you, Emily, maybe it fast forward your business 2 or 3 years. It's just the power of Summit. It's just like, it's the power of events in general, but Summit in particular. So it's going to be exciting to watch you grow this thing, to go from, I hope it works, to the shit's done. Whatever that thing you just did.
Yep.
Like,
it's happening.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I can feel it. It's done. I know it. I've seen people make that energy shift, and I can feel it in you. It's a done deal. All right. Who's next? We have any other first time Summit that haven't had a chance to share? Mackenzie.
Yeah.
States.
Hey, yeah, this is my first Summit, so super exciting. Man, Summit, I don't even know where to begin. I want to say like the one word, like if you could describe it in one word for me, I would say growth. Like I had the biggest growth, I feel like, when I went to Summit. Not just personally, but like overall, I feel like in my business, but like, yeah, like personally for me, like I know I'm going to grow more in my business. I'm going to grow more with my relationships. I'm going to grow more with, like my team. And that was just all of it, just being surrounded by the people, seeing the speakers, all those things, like just seriously made me realize like, wow, you have so much more to grow. And I'm so excited to grow more. And now I know how to do that. Like, I know that I need to surround myself with more people that are growing, more positive people. Like, I do this thing where I shut myself out from other people, and it's like, no, that's not cool, because you feel amazing every single time that you surround yourself with positive, empowering people. So why do you keep shutting yourself down? And so I'm like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to find other people, other coaches that, are working the business that I can surround myself with and get out of that comfort zone even more. I'm going to grow even more, like I said, with my relationship with my team, get closer with them, become a bigger, better leader. Because if I ever want to be, a top coach or a lead or any of those things, I have to be a leader. So I have to step my game up and I have to grow. And I have to learn from them and hear what they have to say and hear how their feelings work. And that's a big thing that I just really, really learned when I went there, that I really just, I would never have gotten if I went. I am so thankful. Sorry, I was like emotional. Like, I don't think I ever cried so much in my fucking life at Summit. Not upset cry, but like happy tears. They're like the empowering, like when somebody said like when I watched, like numerous people, like I'm pretty sure it was like 20 plus people walk up on stage because they lost like 100 to 200 pounds. I'm like, I didn't even lose that amount of weight, but like, holy shit. Like, I don't know why I just started like bawling my eyes out, because I'm like, wow, this is so, like, I know like I changed life, but like to see them, like, oh my God, like it just like my heart, like I went up to them and I'm like high-fiving them, like, you're fucking amazing. Like it just became so real at what we actually do. And that was something that I really couldn't wrap my mind around sitting right here in my desk. Like sitting right here in my desk, I couldn't wrap my mind around the fact of what, like, not only do I do, but like all these thousands of other people do. And like, I know I do that for other people, but to know that they do it too and that we're all there doing it together, like, man, that was just, all of it was just amazing. I learned new business skills. I learned, like I said, to just be a better person, to just grow more. And I'm excited for the next Summit. I'm already planning like my own team's, little spot where we're getting together. I'm already planning like where I'm going to be. I'm already planning like all this shit, and I'm so excited. So yeah, you got to be there next year for sure.
Pretty cool to see that the people go up and see like not just the success from like the coaches, but the customers too. I think a lot of other businesses, they might have great products and a great business model, but they don't have the impact that our products have and that our coaches have. They call themselves distributors, but there's a big difference between distributors, people that give people product and say good luck with that, versus a coach who does hook you up with products, but then their real job starts once the person gets the product. And then to see them go on stage and share their stories, the numbers of the amount of pounds they lost, but then also like the shift they've had mentally, but the changes that have happened in their life is makes you like feel good about what we're a part of. Is really good.
For sure.
Love it. All right. Any first time Summit coaches that hadn't had a chance to share yet? I think we got everybody. All right.
Can you guys hear me just really quick? It's Anne-Marie. Can you hear me, or am I all weird?
I can hear you, yes. Yep.
Okay. Just really quick. I wasn't able to be at Summit this year. I was in my best friend's wedding, and I like literally cried about 10 times that weekend. I want to say thanks, everybody, for sharing your takeaways. I'm writing notes. And was that Mackenzie was her name, who was just, I don't know her, but
Mackenzie. Yeah, Kenzie.
I want to be your new best friend. You were so cute. I don't know if anybody's interested. I know last year I did like a Josh Coach training, but I just signed up for a 6-month Josh Coach training. So if anybody has any interest whatsoever in doing something like that, let me know, and we can kind of keep each other accountable. If anybody went to his thing at Summit and fell in love with him like I did, let me know.
Yeah. I know a lot of people did his program after Summit last year, and it was like a huge benefit.
Yes.
And it's cool that he's doing it again. All right. I think we got all the newbies. Any veteran coaches that want to share? Cheryl Fisher?
Yep, I'll share. Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Okay. So this is my second Summit, and let me say the difference between, I have a whole new everything since last year. Last year when I went, a lot of stuff was going on. My dad was in the hospital. I had trouble going at home, trouble at work, working like 5 jobs. And this year, I am now a single mom. Instead of 5 jobs, I have like 2 jobs, and I have to count on myself now. So now getting to Diamond has a whole new level because I have no one else to depend on except for myself. So I was able to take in a lot more than I did last year. I was able to, with my team members, say, yeah, we're going to be Diamond next year. No, it's a 20-year anniversary. Let's do 2-star for the 2. And then another member said, let's step it up to 5-star. And so we started a group already called 5-star plus Diamond Race to Indy 2019. And we're just going, so I put it out there, but we're just going straight forward with it because I want it. I'm tired. I love teaching. I left my full-time teaching job to work a part-time really well one, but she knows this is what I want to do, and she's supporting me. She's like my big sister. So that's what I want to do. And the biggest thing, there's so many takeaways, but the biggest thing is you have to get it to Summit. It lights your fire up to get there. Chris had come down to Phoenix. It was like 20 days before my dad passed away. And I did his workout. If he ever comes to your Super Saturday, go. And I haven't shared this online with anyone yet, but he did this workout. And it was intense. And if anyone who was there the day he did it, that was nothing like the one in person. And he had us do it, and I broke down in tears. And then at the very end, he had a few of us who talked about if you're on depression meds and you're trying to get off it with this fitness and, you know, your goals and everything with Shakeology, with your workouts, come to the middle. There's 7 of us. And he basically had the whole entire room of like 100 people work out around us. And he wouldn't let us work out. We had to just shut our eyes and hold hands, and we were bawling. And I forgot exactly how I felt during that workout until I worked out on Friday again, and he had us doing that stuff again. And I was breaking down, crying again, going, oh my God, this is where I was last April. I'm so far where I am from just 2.5 months ago. This is what I want to do. I want to help. So I try not to cry again. I want someone else to feel this feeling I did of so much, not just the health. I mean, I'm still what I was. My 2-year anniversary with Beachbody was a week ago, and I'm still about the same weight, but mentally I am so much clearer and so much better than I've ever been. And I tell everyone, it's not about the physical health, it's about the mental health. It's the biggest thing. I'm almost off of my depression meds, which I'm so ecstatic on because he knows I want to get off of it. I'm off of like 12 different vitamins and meds in the last few years, no asthma inhaler or anything. And that's what I want to help people with, is to get to that point. And I've already told 2 people who I've been trying to talk to be coaches for the last year that I don't care what you say, you're going to go, you're going to be a coach and go with me next summit. I'm taking no, not taking a no for an answer. So that's what I got out of it. So yeah.
Love that. So it's sometimes we get like kind of stuck with like our current situation. We kind of lose sight of like our future self, who we want to grow into. And Chris is like unbelievable at helping people get clarity on who they want to grow into, who they want to be for other people, and helping you stay on that path. Just having a vision of who you want to grow into and just living into that person today is enough to get you fired up. But having someone like Chris as a super trainer that's always got your back, helping you stay on track with that, is so cool to see you now, like getting on people like, yo, you're coming with me now. Like, I'm on this journey. This has changed me beyond a weight loss thing. I want you to feel what I feel. Like, let's go. That's the coolest thing, to see that ripple effect happen. I love that shit. All right. Who else? We got about 5 minutes left, man. All right. What other veterans want to share here? Throw your hand up here.
Mr. Hayes.
We got Joanne. I saw that first hand. Joanne.
Hi.
There you are. I got you.
Okay. So I'll just say my takeaway was, I don't know if any of you felt like this, but when I first found out that the summit was in Indianapolis, I was like a little disappointed because it's not the typical like tourist destination. But it ended up being the best one for me because it really wasn't about like where we were. It was about the people that I was there with. And this one was the most meaningful for me because like the other ones, I would kind of stay with the same like 3 to 5 people, you know, talking a lot. But this time, Pat's personally sponsored coaches spent a lot of time together, and I had time to talk to Patrick also, and a group of us at lunch, and that was a really meaningful conversation for me. And I think that I found myself telling a lot of the newer coaches about my passion for the business, and staying with 2 brand new coaches. When they talked about the fireflies lighting each other up, I keep talking about it, but that really impacted me because those 2 are fireflies and like you say, stay close to the fire. And it just like re-energized me about why I'm still doing this after 4 years, even though I'm not a diamond, but I stay in it because I do realize the impact that it can have on other people, because I've been a discount coach since 2010, and Patrick didn't give up on me. And I just started coaching more actively like 4 years ago. And he just didn't give up on me. And I thanked him that day that we all sat around talking, because he just had such a big impact on me, because I, you know, not only lost 40 pounds, but just the way that I feel about myself is so different, and that's affected my family as well, and a lot of other things in my life. And so I just know that even though I'm doing this very slowly, I'm going to get there. And I realized something is that when I was talking to them all about how I felt about the business and how much it means to me, that I don't often share exactly that same passion, like on my page or in my groups. I kind of hold it to myself because I'm, I don't know, I guess I still have those fears that I need to get over, but that's something I'm working towards and overcoming. And I just realized that through the summit that, when I don't bring that passion that I was bringing to those people that I was sitting there with in person, when I don't do that on social media, I'm really just depriving people of what I've experienced over the past 4 years and how life-changing it's been for me. So that's what I wanted to say, is just to not hold back on who you are, because there's people, like they said, that will connect with you for being you.
Boom. It's so easy to focus on like, oh, like I'm not a successful coach yet. Like, who am I to be able to help people? Like, I don't know what I'm doing yet. And we lose sight of the fact that you lost 40 pounds. You're so much more happy. Your family is happier. You have stronger connections with your family. And we overlook that and we're like, oh, I'm not successful with the business yet. But those things are even more important than sharing the business. Sharing things that are going to allow people to lose 40 pounds or have stronger connections with their family and a better relationship with themselves. Like, that's more important than anything else. Like, you share those things, the business will happen naturally. It'll just be a side effect of sharing those things. But yeah, sometimes I did that too when I first started. You get away from the things that you need to be sharing, the things you should be so proud of yourself for, and you beat yourself up for the things you haven't done yet, and you focus on those instead. But it's just a quick shift and remembering like what we have is we need to be getting that out to people, because people need this. They need this big time. Love it. I love that little lunch, that little chat we had. We'll be talking about that one for years to come, I have a feeling.
Me too. Thank you.
All right. We are almost out of time here. So if you guys got to bounce, I know you guys got to run. It's 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So if you guys got to hop off, you can. But we'll try to stay on here for a little bit longer here. Have a few other people share. Who wants to go here? Joe, Saji, what's up, man?
All right, I'll make this quick because
it's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock.
You're gonna make this quick? Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, Joe. I'll believe it when I see it.
So I got 3 points. I totally agree with Joanne. I was bummed when I heard it was Indianapolis at first, but for me it ended up being
like, how come nobody likes Indy? Like, I was pumped. I was like, I'm
a Boston fan. I hate Indy.
Crazy.
Home of Peyton Manning. But
I'm excited that it's back there.
It ended up being my best summit, honestly. I was actually disappointed in myself for last year. I had a great time and learned a lot when we were in Nashville. And then last year I kind of went to New Orleans and I treated it like a big party. I had a great time, don't get me wrong, and I learned a couple things, but I also skipped some sessions. I didn't take full advantage of it, and that was recognized in my business. So I came to Indy with the mindset that I was literally going to take full advantage of everything. Sorry, my voice is kind of going. That Beachbody offered. I went to every single session. I even attended the super workout. I participated in the Beachbody Classic. And
Joe.
I paid attention and took notes and just really focused. Yeah, at night, definitely hung out with team members and partied it up a little bit, but I didn't let that be the main focus. So during the day, what did I learn? One of the things that is sort of my number one takeaway, not just from this summit, but even a little bit before, was to be in love with your own journey. And I know for me, my journey was getting a little stale for me. And like I said, over the last few months, that was showing up in my business. I think 80-Day Obsession started it, and Live 4 has really got me excited, but I really started to focus on gaining clarity as to what I want to do in this business. And once I gained clarity, I started to fall in love with my journey and sharing my journey and being unapologetically me, which is something that I struggled with in terms of having clarity on what my purpose is. The second thing, and this was from Jamie and Kim Fitzpatrick. They said it on our team call a couple weeks ago. Definitely one of my favorite calls ever. But it was basically a question. Are you treating this business like a $100,000 business, or are you treating it like a $160 challenge pack? So for me, everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people know my story. I forget who it was. Was it, I don't know. I don't think I got a chance to meet her, but the woman who spoke a few people ago, who's a nurse. I'm right there with you. In terms of financials, I don't need Beachbody, never have, never will in terms of that. But I need it for different reasons, and I'm in it for different reasons. And now that I have clarity on my purpose, I'm no longer, oh, there she is. It's Emily. Emily, you shared this. Couldn't find you. But now that I have purpose or clarity on my purpose, I'm not going to be treating this like $160 challenge pack anymore. And the last takeaway that I had was just 6 words: work, 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 work. Yeah. And, you know, I looked at some of my favorites out there: Jamie Fitzpatrick, Kim Fitzpatrick, Melanie Mitro. The common denominator here, guys, is they work their asses off. No one shows up and just all of a sudden has like a cute face and says, "Hey, I'm a Beachbody coach," and then everyone just flocks to them. They flock to them because they're working their ass off. They're making sacrifices. They talk to their families. They set up business hours, and, you know, they work their asses off. And then when they're done working their asses off, they work just a little bit harder. And they get shit done. So, and just looking back at what I was doing, I can think that I wasn't working as hard as them. But again, that's something that ended in Indy.
That shit ended in Indy. Work. 6, right? All right.
I think so. Now, I guarantee at least 5 of you are going to go back to the replay on this and count and see if I did 7. But it doesn't matter. It just comes to it.
I got CPA license. I still like bring it in once in a while and still use it to count at 6.
There you go.
Love it, Joe. Killed it on the Beachbody Classic. We gotta get more Team Boomers in that thing. That looked pretty fun. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Maybe next year.
At least I got to rep the hat.
Yeah, I liked it. It was cool, man. You rocked it up there. All right, who's next? Who wants to go next here?
Hey, Pat, I just got a quick thing I'd like to say.
Joe, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, first of all, great to meet all the new coaches and see everybody from the past. The growth is just amazing, and you girls and guys is just killing it, man. It's great to see how quickly you become successful compared to like in the past and my success, which is kind of mediocre. But you guys are wonderful. I also wanted to mention, I took that collection for Alyssa, and at the Team Boom party, we did pretty good. We raised over $500, and I'll be sending that into the hospice that took care of Alyssa. And some of you wanted to also donate that weren't there or couldn't that night. So Shauna Valenta is going to do a PayPal and collect, and I will post that information for everybody else that wants to just contribute. And kudos to you all.
Love it.
Thanks.
Joe and I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I first started this business. And then I met Joe, and he kind of like taught me what this was all about. Partly because he was my like first successful customer I got to help, and he lost 40 pounds. And I was like, I could get used to this. This is pretty cool. I could help more people do this. And then watch Joe go on to become a coach, and he was more successful as a coach than I was. And I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, hey, this customer of mine is now like one of my really good friends, and now he's a coach, and he's helping all these people more than I could even help on my own. So it was really cool to see that. And so it's nice for for Joe and I, who didn't know I didn't know what the heck I was doing in the beginning, to see these coaches come in now and we get to kind of teach them a lot of things so they don't have to make the same mistakes that we made, and they get to have success a lot faster without having to fall on their face so many times like we did our first few years. So it's really cool to see. Love it. All right. Who's next? Anybody else put their hand up here on the first page? Second page. Oh, Patrick Hayes, I see you there. I think you're unmuted.
Good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So this is, I don't know why I always get like shaky with these calls, even though I'm probably the most friendliest person you could ever meet. This is my
That's
fourth
debatable.
summit.
That's debatable. I'm kidding.
I could be a cranky. No, I'm just kidding. So this is my fourth summit. I don't know how many people are actually on here still, but this is my fourth summit. I'll have to tell you, I probably took away more this summit than I had the last three. I think it was a matter of my first three. I didn't grow into Beachbody. Beachbody kind of grew on me. And over the last 4.5 years, the person I was going into Beachbody 4.5 years ago was somebody I really can't relate with anymore. Somebody that I'm kind of ashamed of. And there, not to go into detail, Pat and I had a couple back and forths initially that made me think a lot, and try to learn how to become a better person. And since then, I've just each year used Summit as kind of like that jumpstart, that ignition, like that fuel to kind of be like, dude, and a little assistance from Joe Policino with a nice swift kick in the ass several times.
Joe and I are good at that.
And Pat. But that's the thing is if there's anything I can tell you guys, be here a year from now. Be here a year or 2 years from now. Quit the excuses. If you don't know it, hold on, I wrote some notes down so I could actually kind of know what I'm saying. I'm like, if you don't know it, do the work to find out. If you need to lead, or you need to lead with your own feet, not by grabbing somebody else's hand. So if you don't know, do the work to find out. And I'll tell you, I paid attention to this summit. I listened. I focused on actually paying attention to what the successful people were doing, not what, the partiers were doing or, what the girls were doing kind of deal. Like, I actually had my head in the right place this year and last year too somewhat, but I had my head in the right place. And I'll tell you, I came out, let's just put it this way. I sent Patrick the other day a message. I was like, dude, I'm all in. Like, I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done with the excuses. And again, thanks to Pat and Joe and, that financial advisor course, I'm actually able to utilize that towards my construction business that I'm getting off the ground. But overall, just the person I was 4 years ago is not who I am today. And I attribute the ability, what's the word I'm looking for? The impression or the persuasion or the influence of just utilizing something like personal development into my life on the daily, whether it's audio, audiobooks, podcasts, books, whatever. That stuff's made me grow into the person I am today. And I'm so damn proud and happy for it that it's great, especially seeing the transformation. Not only, I'm not somebody that makes the physical transformation to a degree, because I've already always been kind of in shape, but the mental transformation with Beachbody has completely transformed me in a way that I can never repay Beachbody back the way it's done for me. And, it's for me, if I can help other people do that, I don't care if you lose a pound, 5 pounds. I just want to see you smiling. I want to see you happy and just keep going with life and getting better. And if I can make somebody do that and impress upon them that's my goal with Beachbody. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the fame. But if I can help people lose weight and clear their mind and just think better, I'm all for it.
You can pay Beachbody back.
What?
But you can pay Beachbody back by doing what you're doing, by paying it forward, by helping other people and seeing the transformation in them and empowering them to get to the point where they want to do that for others too. That's
Hey.
Yeah, love it. Thanks, Pat. And I like that. Be here a year from now. It's nice. A nice swift kick in the ass from Joe is sometimes like what the doctor orders.
Yeah, I've heard I've also heard this phrase from some guy I know: "Teamwork makes the dream work," and that's what we're about.
Teamwork does make the dream work. It's more fun when you got other people joining in on the journey with you than trying to do it.
And the best part is our team rocks so much that my girlfriend is joining up 6 months from now after her original team she was under. She loved hanging out with all the Team Boom people, and she's like, I feel like family with this team.
Yeah, I think that's something we set out to do in the beginning. Was like there's a lot of teams, but I think this is a little bit different because it is a family with my parents, my sisters, and we always kind of in the beginning always wanted to make it feel more than just a business team or a team. We wanted it to really be more than that, more of a family, which is why we have that Facebook group that we call it the Boom Fam. So it is. It really is like the Boom family. Love it. Thanks for sharing, Pat. That was great. Who else? Any other veterans that want to share? Zach.
Yeah, just something real quick. I think one of my biggest takeaways actually happened on the last night at the Howling Moon with Chris and Peter. Chris just kept on asking your dad, what do you want? And Peter started out was like, well, I want to be here with you guys. And then Chris would say it again, what do you want? And then Peter would change his answer slightly. Well, I want to be in Ireland. And Chris asked him again, what do you want? He's like, I want to help people. And then he just kept on doing it until it got a deeper and deeper meaning until we finally got to what he actually wanted in life. And every time Chris asked, I was just sitting there answering it every time, and I was doing the same exact thing Peter was doing. I just kept on going deeper and deeper and deeper until I truly found what I want, and that is to be here in 10 years from now, still talking to all you guys and having an even bigger team than you have. And so it's just super, super cool.
Love it. Awesome. Well, write that down. I'm going to put an alarm on my phone for 10 years from now so we can go back.
Do it.
All right. Anybody else want to share here? Trying to see if anyone, you can just unmute yourself or raise your hand. All right, Dad, I'm gonna unmute you. What do you got? I'm gonna put you on the spot. I can't hear you. Shoot, you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. It's a new computer or something. I saw he was out at a brewery in Watkins Glen, so I thought it'd be a good time to unmute him. This would be perfect timing. But I can't hear him, unfortunately. Shoot. All right, Chris, you're unmuted. What do you got for us, man? Top take.
Woo, man, just getting over my hangover from that weekend. What a time.
Oh man.
For me, it's always been about the people. I fell in love with this business through meeting fellow coaches and the people that are surrounded, going on trips with Pat on Success Club when I just didn't really know much about the business, but just like you guys, like when you're surrounded by this energy, you feel it. And so, the team atmosphere is something that I love. And then like Zach said, like, figuring out what you want. We went around and I was loving, you go and you're with your small team and you ask kind of like, what are you guys thinking and what are your goals? And we started off with goals like, I want to be 2-star diamond and I want to be, which were all these super goals, but it's like, well, what do you, like, if you get that, if you reach that goal, what does that, what's that do for you? And figuring out like how these lives are changed when you hear the stories, it makes you realize that, you're doing this for all different reasons. It could be just for inspiring others, and it might not be about money, or it could be because you're paying off bills or you're trying to work towards, like me, which is the freedom to be my own boss and travel. And so just kind of going and see all these people up there and all different types of people, different ages, boys, girls, seeing all the men on the Millionaire Club, even though this business is dominated by women and it's all girls, and you see these girls crushing, but all of a sudden you look and you see a lot of millionaires on that list. It's pretty cool and exciting. And so the opportunity is just kind of endless, and it just gets that fire going. And I feel like Joe sometimes when he's like, oh, I should have been doing this, and then that fire's like back. And so now it's just keeping it there and staying and keeping the fire lit, and getting ready for the next event and keeping the goals going. But for me, I mean, also it was just it was so much fun. Are you kidding me? Like, I had the time of my life saying karaoke. We were crawling through people's legs at the bars. Like, we were absurd. And you know what? Enjoy the process. Like, I love every day being this coach and being a part of this team. We have a sick team. So it was just another year of having a lot of fun.
I love it, man. Every year you come back to Summit, you bring a bigger and bigger team with you, and growing into a leader. And it's really cool to see from 3-4 years ago when you would just show up just for the parties, and now like you found like the passion for the business and helping others set goals and forcing them to dig deeper beyond just like the body 1-2 star. So it's cool to see. Good stuff, man. All right. Anybody else that wants to share here quick? I think that's it. All right, I'm going to unmute everybody here. Chris also has written down on his whiteboard actually it's in his apartment that he wants to leave a legacy. He wants to have an impact and leave a legacy. He's going to leave an impact beyond what he's able to do directly because of what he's doing, the team he's building. There's going to be a bigger impact farther than he can even reach or see. That's what leaving a legacy is all about, which is Beachbody is an unbelievable platform to do that. So every time I go into Casey's apartment, I see that leave a legacy thing. It reminds me of the bigger picture too. All right, let's get a boom on 3 and get back at it. Work. Isn't there like a Beyonce song about like the work or something like that? I don't think she says it 6 times. I think
Rihanna.
All right, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Boom.
All right, guys.